Hello, welcome back to the Post Plan Podcast brought to you by Bitcoin.com Casino. Our guest this time is Mauisnake. We've got him on the island. You just got some golf done. Now you're ready for another podcast, Maui.
That's all I do.
Really?
I am a machine that eats Counter-Strike and I output podcasts.
How
This
many
is our
podcasts
second
are you
one.
doing right now? Like, it's got to be 3 or 4, right? At least.
I mean, I do Snake and Banter. I do Hot Take Point Made. I go on to other people's shows all the time.
Okay.
So,
But this is the best one, though. Objectively, I would say this is the most prolific podcast in the scene right now. So you've got to be honored to be here.
I don't think I'm at liberty to
It's the only
confirm or
one.
deny that statement.
It's the only one where we're in person. you
That's
know?
true.
Come on.
I will actually say in-person podcasts, you gain a dynamic that otherwise
Exactly.
you wouldn't have.
Right? It's our second podcast this week together, Maui. So
True.
Yeah, true,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that the chemistry is going to be a lot better because it's in person.
Well, maybe. Who knows? I can definitely see you. So, getting into the episode, Maui, tell us about Malta. How have you been so far? You know, we live here. We've got used to
You're here
this,
doing
this
Blast,
little rock.
obviously. He's not just here on a vacation. Yeah,
Just to be clear,
he's
here for
working.
Blast Bounty.
How's Blast been going? How's Malta treating you?
Okay, let's start with Malta. I mean, because the event is sponsored by Gaming Malta, I
Right.
only have positive things to say about Malta.
And the format.
The format, everything about the event, great. I mean, okay, if we want to just be a little bit more honest here, I mean, Malta definitely has its perks. The weather, okay?
Yep.
I can't deny the weather being nice.
You can't.
Okay, I'm excited for a winter event of this because what is it? What's the temperature in the winter?
Malta kind of shuts down in the winter, I'll be honest with you. Turns into a bit of a hellhole.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it
Too
gets
many
so many storms. It's very windy. It gets cold. The vibes drop dramatically.
Inside.
What's cold though? What's
Well,
cold?
65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh yeah, he's learned Fahrenheit now.
Oh,
yeah,
I love that. I
It's
love
his
that.
new
Yeah,
thing.
thank you.
Or maybe 15 degrees Celsius. You know, it's kind of the coldest.
And it's
it'll
a
really
lot
get.
of like when we got a lot of rain in the winter, and then the streets can't handle it. So we get flooding every single day. We get power
no.
cuts, flooding.
Inside is the coldest place you'll ever be.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And
It's so insane.
I thought it was going to be great because I love Hawaii in the winter, for example. It's like the best place to
No,
be.
Malta's
Oh,
not like that.
shoot.
Malta famously kind of like between like November and like March, Malta's not worth coming to.
around April, it's like livable again.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I moved here in March and had 1 month of just. I was the same as you. I was like, I'm going to get some heat. No, I was colder inside than I was in Poland.
That's wild. I don't like that.
Well,
Yeah.
right
Oh.
now you've come on a good time. You went on a boat yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, on a
A
boat.
rival boat trip to ours. We went on a boat as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we were battling by proxy.
But you
actually.
guys went like we went for like, the chill boat experience, like 1 hour kind of voyage to like one destination and stayed there. You guys went to multiple spots.
Yeah.
And, like where did you go? To 2 hours up to the north.
Well, we went to what's the island north? Carino.
Gozo.
Camino.
Oh, Camino. Okay,
We went to
right,
Camino
yeah.
first, and we went to the Blue Lagoon.
Yep.
And we did some snorkeling. That was fantastic. Can't even complain about that.
I'll be
at all.
honest. I saw a photo of your voyage, and it has looked like there was no beers. There was no. Like,
There were beers.
There were beers.
Okay, well, I just
Some
took
beers were had.
I took a photo in the first 5
So-
seconds. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I just
we
saw
didn't,
it.
we didn't
Yeah,
bust
it's
them
like-
out in the first 5. Okay, I should have just taken a photo. You know, 2 hours in, we're in the sun, we're having beers, everything we're eating. You know, that would have been a
okay,
better photo.
what did you eat?
We had what do we had? We had chicken.
Packet
We had
crisps?
lemon honey chicken.
You cooked food.
We had roasted vegetables. We had
Who was
potato
cooking this?
salad. It was actually the people that did the boat thing.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
So Darth Mike actually scheduled that one. It was, I want to say, like an 8-hour voyage. So it was a bit too long, in my opinion. But it was worth. I think it was worth the money in terms of we had a skipper that was just kind of piling us around. I mean, Darth Mike knows how to sail, so he was so keen on getting those sails going. But the winds were just so dead yesterday.
He told me last night that he asked could he undo the sails and open them up, and the captain said, well, if you show me how to do it.
Exactly.
Because I've never done it before.
Exactly.
And he's like, all right, we're in safe
all you
hands.
need from a captain.
Oh, another detail about that. The captain said, I mean, Darth Mike was asking about like, how hard is it to get accredited to actually do these kind of
Right.
sailing activities, and the guy said, "Oh, it's a joke." And I was like, "Are we in safe hands right now?
Yeah.
That's not what I want to
Anyone can
hear.
do this.
That's not what I want to hear from you right now."
Basically, anybody can do it. All right, well, our boat was a little different, you know.
We had, well, in terms of our objective, it was just to have the most chill time possible. So we went to one place. Chad cooked up a load of burgers.
You made some cookies.
Dope.
We did
You
cookies.
had a barbecue on the boat.
Yeah.
We had a full kitchen on the boat, so
Yeah,
there was
we-
a barbecue available. But he did like the gas stove.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, we had a
Like
gas
the
stove on
induction
ours in
heater or
the
whatever.
basement
Yeah,
area. or the
but then,
main
like,
area.
Chad and his girlfriend like made us up like 15 burgers, and
Yeah.
then we had like cookies. We had sausages, hot dogs,
Quite a bit of alcohol.
Oh, yeah, okay.
fruits.
Your food sounds more American. In that case, I like it more.
And then in terms of activities, we didn't really do much apart from just kind of drink and kind of hang out, I suppose.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
got the snorkel
I
survived?
did snorkeling.
Oh, nice.
I lost my snorkel last time we went. This time I made sure I kept it on my head and did that for like maybe an hour.
I love snorkeling.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
It's so great.
Malta's really good for it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see much, but the water's very clear.
Yeah,
Like,
it was very clear. I mean, I probably saw 5 species of fish, and I saw a lot of them.
yeah, exactly. They're not the most exciting fish, but they
are
exist.
fish.
They're there.
Yeah.
You were never disappointed. We also seen some dolphins one time before. You know,
Really?
You can
A
see
lot of dolphins and great white sharks spotted out on Malta this week.
All right.
Great white was on the shores.
All right. Well,
On the shores.
On the shores of Malta.
Got on the sand.
Not
We got
okay,
Jaws.
not on the sand,
We
but
got
like it was
Jaws
spotted
here.
outside. We also did karaoke last night.
We did.
I have to say, Maui bringing out the classics, his Elvis Presley, his Roy Orbison, everything
you.
I expect of you.
Yes.
You brought it to the table. You turned up, and I think you have got the best singing voice out of all of us. So
Thank you.
Congratulations. I know you put in hard work to that.
Appreciate it. I think I have gone to karaoke 100 times in the last 3 years.
Yeah,
I
okay.
go.
That's
My
a
girlfriend
lot.
and
That
I.
is a lot.
We have a karaoke bar on the end of our block, and we
Right.
go once a week minimum.
That's crazy.
No joke. We do it all the time. She's got a great singing voice too. Okay, Rebecca kills it. If you want to hear someone sing Cranberry Zombie, she can hit all the notes on it, and she does the screaming woman voice in a very pleasant tone too. So we are a great pairing when we're out there. But
I
it was
did
just
that
me
thing
yesterday.
I always do at karaoke. I turn up and say, "Oh yeah, it's not really my thing." And it's not really into
Yeah.
karaoke.
But then you got so into
Yeah,
it.
then I
He's
have
the
like
host.
3 drinks, and then I'm just like, I start like hosting the evening.
I know.
like, kind of
You
taking
become the
over.
MC all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, that is very me. To say I don't like something, then all it takes is a couple
Yeah,
of drinks.
yeah.
That is just my life
Well,
encapsulated there.
you were hosting a bunch of random people, but also the whole Counter-Strike world's basically here in Malta as well. It isn't just all about boats and diving and snorkeling. We've
Mostly
got
about that.
Mostly about that, of course. That's the main reason everybody came. But Blast Bounty's going on. It's been the online stage so far, Maui, but you've been here the whole time. What have you made of the competition so far?
I think the biggest surprise has to be the fact that there were no upsets
Yeah,
in
right.
the first round.
No bounties were hunted.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
They
Second
were
round.
close, a couple of maps.
I mean, I love that TNL was able to take a map off of Navi. I can't remember too many of the other ones off the top of my head right now, but there was some
So
good
that
games.
gets
oh
us
no,
off the hook.
Passion,
If you can't remember, you're
Passion.
working it.
Travel
We'll
with
think we're-
Passion UA, Passion UA taking a map
Tra-
off Spirit. That was
Travis guest next week.
He
That's
would
to
go.
happen.
They were honestly. I think the some of those underdog teams showed that they. I'd say this: Passion UA and TNL probably were my favorites in terms of the quality of CS they played, even though they lost in the first round.
Right.
Astralis made it as well, right? That was cool.
Astralis
Yeah,
technically an
I've-
underdog in their second round.
I thought that was fun. I thought like the fact that like finding success. I'm a bit of a Hooksy fan. I'm always happy when I see him
They're coming
make
to
it
Malta?
through.
That's
They're
good.
coming to Malta.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe get Hooksy on the podcast.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
idea.
an objective. I think we can make that happen.
What's great is that the final 8 teams, you have, I think, the 4 highest ranked teams. You have the Vitality, Spirit, Mongols, and Maus, and then you have a few kind of quote unquote underdogs. We didn't get Furia, for example, but we got Liquid, we got Astralis, we got VP. Like these are all household name teams, even though they weren't 5, 6, 7, 8 at the tournament.
Are we still saying that online CS is like still kind of Mickey Mouse? Like we don't hold much kind of weight behind it?
If the whole tournament is online, it's Mickey Mouse.
Right.
If there is an opening stage like that, unfortunately, it just feels like it's the reality that we're facing.
because the better team's always going to win, presumably. It's just like
I mean,
At least it's best of threes.
Yeah,
Like,
it's BO3s.
Yeah.
I mean, 16 favorites won in the first
exactly.
round.
That's my point. It's really difficult to poke holes in it right now. It's like it kind of worked. It was
Yeah.
pretty good.
we just don't want it to work because we don't want it to happen. That's the problem. We don't want online because everyone agrees objectively LAN matches are king, right? But to fly all these competitors out for a single elimination tournament is just fiscally irresponsible. And if you think about it, I was saying this to Maui the other day, it's like the showdown is what this used to be, and it was all
Right.
online, and it was terrible. At least now you've got an exciting format. You've
Yeah.
got
The,
a LAN
the reason
format.
I ask is because when I was doing the Cloud9 stuff, we didn't get to play a single LAN game. And no one ever references that when they're talking about how embarrassing it was and how badly it went. Yeah, it went badly, but like, are we saying online CS doesn't count or it does? I'm just trying to work out these days where
For
we
you,
stand on
it
it.
counts.
No,
For no
for
one
me,
else,
yeah.
it counts.
Everyone else is like, whatever, but for me, it's like, we didn't get to play one LAN game, bro.
I think if one of the top dogs, the top 4 teams fell out, we might have attributed it to online CS. It definitely doesn't hold the same weight, but if you are constantly losing online games, you're probably not good on LAN anyways.
Well, there it is, the harsh reality of my
Okay,
GM
I'm
career.
just looking at. I think the most recent example of this is Glaive's Ents. Okay,
True, that has not gone well
if
as
they
well.
could not beat these other kind of like bait Passion UA teams consistently, they just weren't better than them.
Glaive's gone from Ents now as well, right?
Yeah.
He's been removed.
Yeah.
Ents won a map. That was something. They took a map off the Mongols.
Yeah, true. Okay, another one.
that's actually a good point.
Another
Yeah,
nice
good.
little upset there. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, map wins here and there, but doesn't really matter. I mean, we're looking at Team Spirit versus Vitality is the final. I think everybody's wanting at the moment.
That's
Because
crossing my
Spirit
fingers.
won Cologne. Now there's some exciting roster moves we'll get into a little bit later on about Spirit. But do we think it just returns to the norm for the playoffs? Do we think Vitality just get the win and take this tournament?
That's tough. I mean, I think that Spirit has shown a
We asked the tough questions here. right?
new. Yeah, I mean,
Get used to that.
they got a new lease on life right now. I think Zwei is improving. I didn't like the first series he played. I didn't even like the second or third series he played.
Right.
But I'm liking him more on Series 5, Series 6. You know, when the internet troglodytes are saying, but not enough sample size, they might be right about that. No, I mean, he's getting better. He's getting more acclimated to the roles that he's playing. He's more of an entry now. He's more at the front of the pack. So
Speaking of
yeah.
which, didn't we just get kind of a nuke coming in
Yeah.
about Team Spirit?
It's a truth nuke.
You're
No. Watch
You're talking about Zwei, but how important is Zontix? Like he's going to be. The rumor is he's gone. tN1R is going to be replacing him from Heroic. So
Okay.
what are we looking at there, Maui?
Spirit are in the S tier with Vitality. That's it. It's just them.
Okay.
Those two should be the favorites to win every single tournament. You've got the two best players in the world on opposite teams there. You've got great supporting casts on both of the rosters. Chopper is probably the pound for pound, I'd say, weakest per role of all those people, but he's still, in my eyes, like a B+. I think he's a B+ IGL.
tN1R, though, very impressive for Heroic. Like, we commentated him out in Mongolia. He was, like, MVP by far. He was, like, kind of smurfing in the lower tier competition. So I feel like he should be stepping up and actually, he's got that killer instinct as well. He doesn't seem to get rattled, never seems to get nervous, always puts on a good performance. I think he's ready. I think this could be an amazing signing.
Just in our last episode with MacMate, we were talking about all these heroic roster moves. It feels like just yesterday, Henry, but we were looking at tN1R and Grix coming together like the
the Battle Royale, yeah.
They're going to get to play together. It's the
Oh,
dynamic. It lasted, a couple of days. So
Like 11,
both of them are
like
gone.
12 maps maybe
Yeah,
or something.
both gone.
Yeah,
so they have to rebuild again on the heroic side.
Well,
of
from
things.
what I saw, it was like 1.5 mil, the transfer fee. That's the
I
rumors
just saw
going
that
around.
too.
But
Yeah.
I'm reading like Heroic said in their release was like the organization that he's going to had a clause in the
Yeah,
contract.
so if he,
It's like, how does that work?
How?
Yeah, how?
I actually didn't know that. Okay.
I'm
I guess
confused
that
about
his,
it.
I didn't
his
read-
agent would have said, like, if I do get an offer from this team, like, there has to be a buyout available to me. I
How are
guess that
they
would
in
be it.
relation already?
Maybe, but the Spirit have, they had an old academy team, etc. So I don't know if
tN1R was on Gun 5 before
Exactly.
he was on Heroic.
So I don't
that
really
has no
understand.
Our
relation.
producer just put the Donk clause. I guess that's probably fair. If you get the chance to play with Donk, you decide that's
Yeah.
what I need. I need to be able to.
So I don't really know like the specifics of that. It is intriguing because then I was thinking when I first read that before the Spirit announcement came out, or not announcement, the rumor came out, I was like, oh no, are we gonna watch tN1R get dragged back into the depths of hell and he's gonna be stuck in like this tier 2 team because they realized how good he was? But I'm very confused as to why it's Spirit, how they had that. I'm sure we'll get more information at some point on it.
Because Zontix has been kind of stepping up, I would say, this year. It looks
He's
like
been all right.
he's found his game. Like he's
Yeah.
found like I wasn't a big fan of him last year, but it feels like he's found some form in the last couple of tournaments.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It seems like not a move that's required after winning Cologne, but
That's the thing for me. If you just won Cologne,
Well, they
why-
just won the Shanghai Major, and then they didn't make a roster move. Then do they
Sure.
go on to regret that?
I think tN1R is an upgrade for Zontix. 1-to-1, tN1R is the better player than Zontix.
Right.
However, if you just won Cologne, things were working out, wouldn't you want to
and you just brought in
play
Sway
out?
as well, right?
Yeah,
So you're still kind
a lot of
like
moving pieces now.
a lot of moving pieces.
I think tN1R is fantastic. I mean, I think tN1R is probably a tier above Zontix. He
Yep,
is
fair.
so incredible. tN1R, when I was making my top 20 of the year list right after the Austin Major, tN1R was 21 or 22, and the only thing I held against him is that I haven't seen this guy play in a playoffs.
Exactly, right.
I want to see him play against elite teams on an actual stage before I put him in a top 20 where there were people like Zontix at 20, 19, or 18. People that have shown me, like Woxic, where it's like he's played in a lot of playoffs at this point, whereas tN1R, he's just smurfing group stages over and over again.
Yeah, I think the other way of looking at it is, though, I was speaking to some of the staff from Spirit, and they were saying that the reason they felt like they needed to make a change originally with Magic's was that they felt like they only had one really aggressive option on the team. And obviously, it's the best. He's the best option in World Counter-Strike. But they felt like they would like some more depth to the aggressive side of the game. And then they bring Zwei in. It doesn't look like he ever took any of those roles, any of those positions. So I was a little bit confused by that. And now I'm seeing this move. It makes a lot more sense. If that's the philosophy behind the team, they felt like they need something more aggressive. tN1R will fit into that.
Zwei is just being molded into an aggressive player. He wasn't aggressive for Nemiga for anything I saw. He was lurking on sides of the map sometimes. They're forcing him to do that, and that's why Holly is talking about Zwei is having to change roles. The roles he's changing are T-side roles from what I've seen. CT side, he still gets to play some of the same spots he played in the past. In fact, they moved Chopper around just to acclimate or to help Zwei play in his comfort zone. So if they get tN1R is not necessarily that aggressive either. Sometimes on lurks, he can also be forward. In fact, I think tN1R and Zwei played some of the same spots on T-sides. I think Train, B, Lurker, they both played that spot, if I'm remembering correctly right now. So I mean, I don't know how. Most of it should work out though, in my opinion.
Okay, I have a question. Just want to
right.
go kind of.
Is it another hard one? Or?
It is a hard-hitting one.
Okay.
So you played golf today.
Yeah. I did.
Against Launders and Scrawny, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. Launders has been taking lessons. When I first saw him swing a golf club, it was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen, ever in my life. Honestly, I think I got secondhand embarrassment for watching him do it. Has he got any better? Has he improved since he's been making? This is what I do this as well. When I find a new thing in my life, I make it my personality.
Yeah,
he seems to have made golf his personality now. He was even wearing like a golf polo shirt last night at the karaoke bar.
He's always ready for the course.
Yeah.
So has he got better? Has he improved? And can we see more golf content from him in the future, do you think?
I mean, definitely. Whatever you saw 2 years ago, what was that, like a World Finals content piece?
Yeah.
That
was honestly, I wanted to just leave the tournament. I was like, I don't want to be near this dude. I was like, this is really like, if 30 years old and you swing a golf club like that, what's going on?
Yeah, that was sad, okay.
Yeah, it was bad.
But the lessons have helped. He is better now. I think that he needs things to kind of be his setup a little bit. Like, I'm pretty sure his clubs at home are a little bit longer than normal clubs because of
He's
some
quite a tall
dynamic
guy,
of his arms or something. But
he's got long clubs.
He told me.
Oh, so I guess what you mean is he rented today, so it would
yes.
be an issue. Okay.
So the rental clubs today, he was topping the ball a lot.
Okay.
And I understand that if you use longer clubs normally, you got to find some way to adjust.
So you played a full 18 holes at the Royal Golf Course in Malta,
yes.
right? The only golf course in Malta.
How was it? Out of 10?
That place is, I mean, Gaming Malta does sponsor Blast, but no, that place is like a 3 out of 10.
No
honestly.
way. The only golf course in Malta.
Yeah, it's really poor for my standard.
What's poor about it? The quality of the greens.
So the problem is that everything is on sand. And so when you hit
like a desert golf.
I've played on some sand courses. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, when you actually are,
because the grass gets too hot or something, or like they have to be sand.
It would probably just dry out. Right?
I think it's just I don't know what is going on, but when you're on a tee box and you put your tee into the ground, it's usually soil.
Yeah.
And you're usually okay. You can just slot it in right normally, and then you can get the perfect length or whatever. One time I hit the ball, and I was like, oh wait, the tee was way lower than when I put it in because the sand is slow. Yeah, it's sinking. It's sinking.
It's quicksand.
It's like quicksand.
Oh my god.
All right. What about the clubhouse? How's the clubhouse?
The clubhouse is pretty bare bones. Also, the prices are exorbitant. Okay?
Dude, I heard the prices are crazy.
The prices are crazy. Okay, so the place that I've played the most in my life is, I'm wearing the shirt right now, the polo for this place, the Koalina Golf Course. It's where I learned how to golf. It is on the Ladies PGA Tour.
Okay.
It's very well maintained. It's one of the best, probably the top 2 golf courses in Hawaii, and they've got some really good golf courses there because Koreans love to golf there, Japanese people love to golf there, Americans, it's on the tour. So that place set my standard really high, but I've also kind of just been around some or close to some, like around LA, and just seeing them. And it's like, okay, that looks really pretty. It's very green or whatever. There's just a lot of not very well maintained grass over there, and there's just a lot of dry spots.
Well, it is Malta. It's a tiny. I'm surprised, to be honest, that they have a golf course.
The water, I'm sure they're using so much water, and also there's this kind of weird zigzag element of the courses where literally you are hitting over other golf courses.
So it's like mini golf.
Yeah, they're kind of they're crisscrossing over each other.
Right.
So if you hit a low drive where you're supposed to hit it high, there might be a guy that's right there.
So it was you and Harry versus Launders and Scrawny.
Yeah.
You guys won?
We
convincingly?
We demolished them. Yeah, we
Handsome victory?
So we play by whoever wins the hole with strokes gets the point. We won 14-4.
Ooh,
Oh,
Yeah, we were
That's
on the
quiet.
on the front 9. We were up 8-1.
Who was letting the other team down?
Well, Connor doesn't really take lessons. I mean, he's just starting. He's like, I think that was no joke. Probably within his first dozen times playing, holding a golf club.
And it's an exceptionally hard game. So
It is one of the hardest.
Yeah.
famously.
So I'm not gonna say anything too bad about him. He's learning the game. I mean, my first 10 times I sucked, I think.
Yeah,
I
it's kind of
think.
like Counter-Strike, you know? You suck the first time you play that, and it takes a long time to get
It
good
takes
at
about 3,000
Hey,
hours to
hey,
even get good at Counter-Strike.
Harry and I even said at one point, it's like this at the beginning, for the front 9, we were like, this is kind of like 2v1.
Yeah.
This is and the thing is that Harry and I are going to hit a pretty decent shot 75% of the time, maybe even around that number. If Launders is hitting a shot that percentage also, Connor's hitting 0 good shots. Connor was hitting for the first. I want to say for the first.
I'm not going to say anything, but he hit 0 good shots.
No. Okay. Connor redeemed himself towards the very tail end of that. Okay, he had a couple good pitches. He had a couple good putts. Yeah, that was. He was on that. In terms of just driving though in long game and most of the pitching, that was all Mohan.
All right.
Yeah. Whereas Harry and I were kind of trading off. I think if I had to guess, I think we used probably 60% of Harry's shots, 40% of my shots. I was better with the irons and the putting in the front 9. He was
I
he's
know
insane.
Harry's got a long game on him.
His pitching is insane. We only use 2 of my pitches to like 15 of his pitches. But my irons
Sorry,
are
what's
good.
the rules you're using? That you're choosing the shots you use? Like,
best one that's used.
Best shot is
Oh,
used.
So on a team,
I didn't
use
know
the
that was
best
an
shot.
option.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's great content.
It's-
It's popular YouTube content. these days.
It's more fun because if you're playing with people that are not professionals or only have played a couple dozen times each,
Okay.
you're gonna shank some shots. People are gonna slice it.
Right,
It's gonna
so
be
it can
bad.
speed up play and it's going to get the whole done quickly, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
You-
All right, we need to run like a golf tournament between
I
everybody.
need to get some lessons, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
Maybe-
in that position. I'm talking shit about Launders and
You
I turn up and
you
I
just
hit start shanking them off as
completely
well.
get-
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get back to the golf side of things. We'll check in a couple episodes.
A couple,
time.
and then maybe give me 2 months. We'll see
Yeah,
what's
we'll
going
see
on.
how it goes down. But we have got the playoffs coming up here at Blast Bounty Season 2 final. So why don't we talk about our predictions for that and the teams that made it in. We have Vitality, Mauis, Spirit, the Mongols, Aurora, Astralis. We've got Liquid, MVP.
Liquid made it.
So
Yeah.
how did
After
that
they
happen?
tweeted that we're not even a team right now.
Yeah.
They made it.
They can't qualify for any event online, but they're stepping up now, Maui. They got something.
Liquid, a lot of it is down to Naf. In all honesty, Naf was a bum at the beginning of the season. Okay, and at the end of last season, but
Yes.
now he's had a couple games where he's just putting up the number you want him to, 20 and 18. Okay, and the difference that makes for the entire roster is drastic. If you have an anchor lurker player that is legitimately going 6 and 19, or just contributing absolutely nothing to the team. I don't care what people say about support players or, if I just do my job, we can win. Axile fell into that mental trap as well where he's thought, I'm a support player, I'm an anchor, so as
And
long
now
as
he's
I do
unemployed.
my job, we'll be fine. But then they were losing. And he also was putting up bad numbers. And Naf now, he's doing his job. And that's huge for them. I think Nerd still has a lot to give. I feel like
I was really surprised about how mid he's been.
he's been mediocre. I don't
Yeah.
even know if I want to say mid.
Yeah,
Mediocre.
It's crazy. I think he had some good performances when he first joined the team, though. But now he's fallen off big time.
He doesn't look like he knows what's happening next in the round always.
Are we seeing changes for Liquid again? Are they
Dude,
do
this
they
can't be
do they just
popping
need more
every
time? Every
episode.
episode we have to say this need more time.
Yeah.
Liquid need more time. How
All
much
right.
time can we give them? How
Right.
many rosters can
We have a
fucking
we
give
have a
them at this
couple
point?
we have a couple of running jokes already. It's been 3 episodes. Trav will have to come on the show. At some
He is
point.
going to be like our cooling guest.
Yeah.
Like every episode, we need information.
the Trav.
Is that just because he's just tier 2?
He just knows everything. Every transfer, every upcoming player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the tier 2 god. He knows everything about it.
Trav's 10 seconds is got to be.
I
a
think
second.
I think Trav's really underutilized.
Yeah, so we got to get him on.
True.
We got to get him on. And then the other one is Liquid need more time. Every single episode is what we say.
They need a new roster and more time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Every
They
single time.
Yeah, and it's
New
always
coaches,
is NAF
new
gonna be cut or
rosters.
not? Yeah, but we don't think Liquid are going to win this event. I think that's pretty fair to say.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them do well.
I mean,
I'm
we'd
not
all like that, I
yeah,
suppose.
like it's been so long. Like I like the players. I like the pieces.
They're going to probably have to play Vitality or Maus because, well, actually, it could be Vitality or Spirit.
Either way, they ain't winning that.
Thinking about it, the only team I would want to see them play is the Mongols.
Yeah,
and
right.
I don't think they would even win that either.
Well, VP's there as well. I think, would you put them in the same category as Liquid?
God,
It's
VP.
good they made it, but we don't really expect
VP and Overpass back has been fucking tenuous to watch. Jesus Christ. Like,
when Overpass got announced to come back into the pool, the first thought I had was just VP. Like, it was like trauma.
Overpass, this like saving every single round. We're going overtime. We're going like 5 overtimes. Every round is taking the full 2 minutes. It's like...
It's frustrating because when
exhausting.
Electronic played Overpass under Blade system, it was dynamic. There was a lot of moving pieces. People were pretty aggressive. I mean, I remember Perfecto would do something on one side while Electronic's doing something on another side, while Bits trying to make sure that he's getting something done. There were sometimes so many fights going on at the same time, the observers couldn't catch it, but it's almost like because he donned the VP jersey, he now has to play like that.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you don't have to do that, man. You don't have to use the old James system. Just go back to what Blade was doing, but he probably forgot everything Blade taught him.
Yeah, that was a
Did
long
you
time ago.
did you enjoy the map being back at this tournament?
Yes,
Yeah?
I actually did.
Over in
Overpass and duo?
I mean, compared to Anubis, actually, now that I really think about it, I did. I was one of the rare Anubis enjoyers.
Same. I liked
liked
it.
it
It was
as well,
very
too.
explosive, very poppy.
I like commentating. I like playing it. I thought it was
that's
evolving
another
still.
thing. Yeah, that's another thing. I like playing it a lot.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorites. to
I
play.
thought like you were finally seeing like the CTs realize what they have to do to gain control of the map. I thought like
Yeah.
the kind of water system, like the people like smoking steps every round and kind of mollying towards carpets and actually getting some decent control.
Yeah.
That was actually starting to happen. I'd learned every single grenade on Anubis as well the week before it fucking got removed, and I was like,
I
well,
know.
That was a
wasted my
waste of
time.
I
guys.
just learned a
wasted
new.
my time.
I just learned a new exec the week before it
Yep.
got removed. Also,
I had all the one-man execs on like middle, A, B. I had like even at this like A rush I invented myself. There was like game changing. I thought I was going to actually like evolve the meta myself. And
Well, you were
it
too
all
powerful.
became
They
rushed
just
out.
had to nerf you.
for reference here, okay, so I've been playing ESEA main for the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
Last season we made playoffs. We went 1 and 2 in the playoffs. We didn't do that well. We don't practice that much, okay? But we all knew Anubis. This season, Anubis is gone. We're 4 and 5 right now. Okay, like Anubis was the backbone of our map
go-to.
pool. Yeah, we played more
One-trick
Anubis
ponies.
than any other map.
Are you playing with like old school people you used to play with in teams,
Yeah.
or
I'm playing with boomers. Like
okay,
all
so
30-year-olds.
I've started playing with all my ex-Source teammates.
Yeah.
Recently, we started like a Fated
Nice,
stack.
that's good.
And it's like all the old school now. You've played Source, right? So you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like it's like Wilzu, Frankster, Huds G, like
Wow.
all like old school names, and we're playing
Okay.
like, and the average age on the server is 35.
How's that going?
Like,
Yeah.
we haven't played this week because I was away with Fisher and stuff, but we did like 3 weeks grind there. The thing is, like some of those guys are like, they don't have face to level 10 yet, so we're having to get them up. So there's only like 5 elo on the line every time you play.
Yeah.
And you're like triple overtime.
Yeah,
And you're like,
no, the
finally
game's
get
been
through
going good.
it.
They didn't even play CSGO, so we're like teaching them CS2.
Wow.
And
Dude, they've been out for a long
they've been
time.
out for a while. Like, you have to bear in mind, like, we were playing Source. We were that group of people, me, Wilzu, and Huds G, were the first group of people to play CSGO. We were flown out by Valve in 2011. So that's when we realized we got to play CSGO, and it was such like a terrible game.
Yeah, it was
They
so
just
bad
quit.
at the
Most people quit from Source. Like, if that's the future, like, we didn't want to play it. So that was 2011. So they didn't even play CSGO. They've come back with CS2. They're still really good. They're still like holding their own.
Nice.
But it's just going to take some time. So I like Liquid.
Yeah.
Need more time.
Need more
I get it, of
time.
course they do.
Henry's stack.
Needs more
But
time.
the side of Anubis, I guess that leads to an interesting conversation that's come up in the community lately. It's Anubis is one of the only new maps in the pool, and now we've gone back to one that's been in the pool
Sure,
for
but
such a
like
long time again.
Overpass was a true like CS2 map though, right? It was actually had the new effects, new water.
Mm-hmm.
It actually was like completely reskinned and like kind of actually looked like a CS2 map. I was surprising for when it was removed in the first
Yeah.
round. Like it was just like that's one of the maps you actually like redesigned fully and like actually looks like a CS2 map. So I understand why they brought it back in, but Anubis, you're dead on. I thought that was also like another staple of like the engine and it kind of showed
And now
what it
we've
could
got
do.
Dust 2, Mirage.
Dust 2 hasn't really
Inferno.
changed though, has it? Like it's
feel like
still,
It's changed more recently than Mirage has, though.
yeah. I
my
thought
take-
I thought it had to be Mirage, honestly.
My take on Dust 2 is it's fine to like bring back into the pool for a season. Like because we pine for Dust 2 after a while, after it's been out for like a year or something. You want to see it back. Bring
kind
it
of
back
over
for
it.
a
I think
season
I'm
and get
over
rid of
it.
it.
I think I'm over Dust 2.
Yeah, me
After
too.
20 years, I'm done with it.
Yeah,
It
that's
used to be
fair.
my favorite map, and now I'm kind of like, even when I watch it all play, I'm just like, that's the same shit. Everyone's like Mirage. Everyone's running the same default and the same executions, either a mid to B split or a fake or A execution or a long take. That's kind of all you're really saying.
The macro is essentially the same as it's always been.
Yeah.
The micro is where you have to just dig through the details and be like, okay, Vitality, they're smoking the top of the door now.
Exactly right.
It's bleeding down. They're sometimes smoking mid doors, and they're walking through it the second it blooms too with a flash. You know, they're doing a lot of little gimmicky plays to try to play off the conceptions that people have already.
Oh, I got a good question. Xantares is back for Aurora. Has he looked good this week? I didn't catch any of the games. Was he
Him
fine?
and Lycadia were the best players.
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay. So he still had it. They're still good.
Yeah.
'Cause they brought X-Cloud in, right? And it was.
Well, yeah, and now X-Flood's going back to Heroic, so
God, it's all happening.
it's a lot of
Rostermania
moves
is back.
It is back.
In the middle of a season, early
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Confusing.
It's all very strange. But overall winner for this event, I think for me, I think it's going to go back to Vitality getting another title. It feels that way.
It's fair enough. Let's have a look at the teams again.
Spirit or Vitality,
it's
essentially.
I mean, I'm just getting excited for this tournament. What I want is for the bounty to simply end with Vitality, Spirit, Grand Finals,
Yeah.
BO5.
Yeah.
That's all I really want to see right now. Everything else from this tournament is, can one of the bottom 4 get an upset here? That's good for them. But the only consequence of this tournament for me is hopefully seeing a Spirit Vitality matchup. But the problem is that we already know that Spirit's changing now, and so
Yeah.
that sucks some of the life out of whatever that matchup's going to be.
I didn't catch the news. They're not changing lineup for Blast, though, right?
No,
Like,
they
have to
they
keep the
can't.
same
They're
one.
changing it after
Yeah.
EWC,
Yep.
which is the tournament that's coming up next. So I personally have Vitality winning this tournament. You have them winning Bounty?
I would have okay if you asked me before the news, I probably would have said Vitality, but very slight edge over Spirit, and then EWC I surely have Vitality because I mean it's the roster's gonna Spirit
Yeah.
know now. They're
Good
gonna
segue, Dinko.
Yeah, we're going into EWC. That's the next tournament we've got coming up next. Henry and I are going to be there. We're going to be heading out there.
The B stream.
The B stream, yes.
Wow, you guys are leaking.
Yeah, we are.
But
That's what we do.
This is coming out at the end of the draft. Maybe it's
fine.
out by then.
You know what? Like, if that's, I don't know why that's supposed to be like hidden information. Like, we're
Yeah.
going to an
Look,
event.
it's-
Like, the guys that commentate most of the events will be at the event. Who
Well,
would
that's
have
not
guessed?
true about me and you.
Well,
Henry.
not you guys as a duo.
No, actually
though.
not me. No.
Yeah,
No, true. We are a duo. Jason's
that-
going to be there doing analysis, right?
Yes.
Why'd you take his job?
Why are you not there?
I don't get hired by ESL.
Oh, let's get
At
into
all.
that. Why?
I've heard multiple things about why I don't get hired by ESL.
Do you want to talk about it or no?
I mean, I talk about them on my stream all the time.
Okay.
And that
What's
gets
the
more,
TLDR then?
that gets more views than this podcast.
Yeah, I know, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We could use some juice. We could use some juice there. Give us, why didn't they hire you? At least give me a breakdown. What's
Well,
going on?
I've heard a couple things from ESL. One is that one of the people that is semi-responsible didn't like something I did a couple years ago where I couldn't really tell. It was like I was late, but I wasn't. It was. I don't want to throw another colleague under the bus because I wasn't late. It was
Okay.
someone I was with was late.
Yep.
But we were all late together
Okay.
because I'm waiting for the other person that's late. So, but I don't think that could possibly be it. But the real reason I think is that I've poked around, heard some whispers through the grapevine regarding this, and I was told that my associations with Thorin were I'm too close to him, and we almost seem like we're a 1-to-1, even though I don't believe that. I don't think most people that interact with me believe I'm Thorin, and so his opinions of ESL do not reflect my own. However, some higher powers above at ESL just made that a decree that he is Thorin, and thus we do not hire Thorin, thus we do not hire Maui.
Just because you do podcasts with Thorin, that's
I guess.
That is kind
the
of
problem.
bad,
The problem is that actually, when I stopped getting hired by ESL, my last event with ESL ever was 2024 Katowice, and in podcasts with Thorin, sometimes I go against his opinions on ESL. I say something about a format or the tournament and how it's run, whatever, and I've said positive things about ESL in the past, but it didn't really seem to. It just fell on deaf ears. And also, ESL definitely were trying to make. I mean, their analyst group is Yanko's at everything. Moses is at everything. Pimp's at everything.
Dinko's not at everything.
And,
Not at everything. Just to be clear, not at everything.
generally speaking, there's a fourth analyst spot.
Yeah.
And
That's
that-
what I'm thinking. Like, if Jason's going to work with Dinko and you're available, like that seems to be the cleanest option.
Well, that's what it used to be. That's when
Yeah.
when I worked at all the Dallases that Dinko casted at with Jason. I was on the analyst desk for 3 Dallases in a row.
We got to get barbecue. I lost my barbecue buddy.
Yeah, I think I did 3 Colognes, 3 Katowices, 3 Dallas. I was working with ESL for 3 years on almost every single event other than maybe like a regional Chengdu type event.
Thing is, though, you seem to be doing very well. Your stream's popping off. You're doing lots of content. You've got lots of sponsorships going on. Seems like you're doing fine, right?
If ESL started hiring me again or wanted to hire me again, I might have to turn another TO down because
Yeah.
it's I think I was away from home for more days than I was at home for the last 9 months or something. So I have a life at home.
You seem like you're killing it. My point is, like, I don't think that's the end of the world. It feels like you've got more than enough work going on. You're a very busy man. Fingers in all sorts of pies. I think you're good to go.
Yeah. The co-streams are great. I mean, I have my own personal sponsors too.
Co-streams, yeah. I guess I haven't caught up the co-streams. Like, is that actually like people enjoy hanging out with you, watching the tournament? You're playing like the main feed still, and they're hearing the commentators, but you're kind of just like chipping in and giving your thoughts on it, like, and they just listen to you talking over the top.
Yeah, basically. I just talk way more shit about everything. I'll say something bad. If the broadcast is doing something weird, I'll say something about that.
Okay.
If someone said something weird on the analyst desk, I'll comment on that. If the caster said something weird, I'll comment on that. Or if something's really good, I'll comment on that. I was like, that's a good point, Yanko, or that's a great cast, Yanko. You know, I'll say something like, I'll give positives too, but I'm just very honest and unfiltered on those.
All right.
And people really appreciate that.
So to clarify, Maui won't be there. We will be there.
We will be there. And a whole other of other teams will be there as well.
Yeah.
We'll just run through some of the teams at the event. We got Vitality, Liquid, Tyloo Astralis. That was a rematch from the Fisher.
Oh, they've already got the
tournament.
matchups? Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Don't know much about this tournament, I'll be honest. I'm going to it.
So we have Tyloo against Astralis in their opening game. We got Navi, 3D Max. 3D Max have just fallen off the face of the earth.
What has happened to those guys?
Gone. French CS is dead again. There was no resistance whatsoever. Gamer Legion, the Mongols, that's going to be a matchup. But Gamer Legion also, I think, this year have been really disappointing.
Weak. Yeah,
weak. It's crazy to see how weak they've been. So, no, I think we, at a certain point, maybe last year, we started to talk about Gamer Legion being an upset squad, 3D Max in that conversation, especially early on in these competitions to maybe be an upset team. But I think both of those rosters are in the same story now where I just don't see how they will.
Kersey did not do anything to change Gamer Legion's fortunes.
Dude, Kersey, I was not impressed.
He does not pass the eye test.
He is mid, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've seen that. We're going to go back to that. So that's all I've ever thought watching was like, this is it. This is the new dude.
He doesn't move a lot. He hits, 2/3 of his shots? That's
right. He doesn't hit the ones you need him to hit. Like the basics, just like, bro, like the flicks are quite nice sometimes, but please can we just hit the main shots we need?
PR and Rez are sick, though.
Rez is looking amazing. I will say that. Rez just looked like what a renaissance to his career. Like, he's actually back. Like, he looks really solid individually.
His time in NIP didn't count. And like Launder said, it turned out to be true. I think for this event, though, overall,
it's best of three, right?
Yeah, it's
because I've done EWC before, and it was best of ones to start everything off. So doing best of threes.
We do BO3s now, $1.25 million. A lot of games in day one. There's going to be so much action. But the matchups that I'm most interested in are G2 Falcons.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, who's better in that? Is it G2 or Falcons? Who's come out better?
To be honest, Falcons' firepower is so much better than G2's if they're playing at their peaks, but G2 might be the better team today.
Yeah.
They might actually just be better in terms of strategizing and teamwork.
That's the crazy thing. And I think a lot of eyes are going to be on that game. And
that's going to be a huge game.
Dude, Falcons are under a lot of pressure at that event in particular, right?
Yeah, right. At the home team.
It's their event.
Yeah, it is their event.
They'll have fans. They'll have fans there.
Yeah, they were the champions of the last Esports World Cup last year, Falcons, an organization. And
right.
And their Counter-Strike squad didn't do anything. I don't even think they qualified for it last year.
That's crazy. They didn't just give him an invite?
So 1 year ago,
they had to give him an invite.
1 year ago, we went around the city, the boulevard they have in Riyadh.
Esports City, like.
Yeah, and beside Shake Shack, there's a giant billboard of Nico's face. He was still on the G2 team.
Yeah.
And who could have guessed that 1 year later he would be with the Falcons playing out of Saudi Arabia? I mean, they have to really step it up. And I'm excited about Falcons for the rest of the season. I hope, because of what we've seen from Kazuke, I think he looked incredible in Cologne. Like, he definitely was the player we wanted to see. So
Nico
hopefully, he definitely
look that
did.
good.
But he's gone back to 4-3. You know, he was 16-9. He was native res.
He's in that stage of his life. He's like, it's got to be the res, boys. It's got to be the res.
Back to 4-3 now.
It's really scraping the bottom of the barrel for improvement
Change the sense,
strategies.
the res, get it all done.
Nico doesn't. He's a shell of himself at present. I think the last couple of months he's been really, really weak, actually. Kyosuke is a huge prospect, though. I think Kyosuke could be a top 5 rifler in the space pretty easily. He blew me away. He really blew me away. I mean, he might be a top 5 rifler in the space today if you just don't even look at sample size or anything like that. Like, who is actually the most who are the most talented riflers today? Donk, Kyosuke could be up there. If you want to include Rops, sure, go for it. And what? I don't even know past that. Really, like I'm not even really. I'm just kind of scratching my head for who else is as good.
There was a great picture of at Cologne. It was Kyosuke walking past Donk, and Monasi was in the picture too. And it's like, if you think of this photo, it's like even a couple of years ago, it was all about Zywoo and Simple, and now look how much talent we've got in CS.
Yeah.
Like all these
All coming from one region as well.
all from the same country. It's like it's crazy how they've really all stepped up from the academy side of things. And the thing is, because we play obviously unable to run tournaments, we lost the academy league. We all worked on that at some point in one season or another.
Yeah.
But look how much just that short amount of time was able to get how many prospects out of it, you know? And, and now academy teams are just having to play actual tier 2 tournaments instead of this whole system.
We don't even want to do an academy league anymore. They're making so much money.
Well, yeah, they're on America.
What's their main thing? I know they're a big company.
OTK, I think. Right?
They work with OTK, so the big streamer group.
Yeah.
But the other thing they do is they have a contract with the NFL. They're in LA
Oh
now.
shit! Okay,
They're in LA now.
Don't do
at a
the
huge-
academy league. That's a waste of time.
Oh yeah, that thing is a net loss. Well,
Yeah.
it displayed their abilities with that
Sure.
and the
And then you could
animator.
sell.
I remember the
your
production
server.
was very good when they did
It was
it.
incredible. We
yeah.
play had I think the best production that I've been part of. Honestly, it was so good.
I'm not gonna lie. I think WePlay could have earned a major pretty quickly if they just kept
They
it
were
up.
on. They were on that path.
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
They felt like
Generational run.
One thing they did that we didn't even really have to talk to them about is on desks too. The guy, we wouldn't even have to prep segments at all. He would follow everything we say, and he'd bring up highlight. We name a player, bring up a couple highlights.
Wow.
We bring up a guy's name, he'd then get a graphic of that player. We didn't go over anything, and he just had it
We had
all.
a very different experience, Fisher Playground.
Oh, do tell.
Well, just because the setup there was we didn't have any hosts or analysts. It was just that the commentators were doing everything.
Hosts, yeah.
And it was just like there is a big language barrier there as well. Like you got
my.
like a Russian kind of speaking production crew, and then like the English broadcast seems like it's like supplementary. It doesn't seem like the main thing.
And they're all Dota.
And all Dota people, and it's like
broadcasters.
the only thing I will say about that is like you've got like with me, Jason, and Anders there, you've got like 3 of the most experienced like Counter-Strike talent of all time in terms of like events attended. You've got
Yes.
like not saying that the best, but in terms of events
Hundreds of
attended,
events.
you've got like that's top 3 potential right there.
Yeah.
And people like don't seem to want to take our feedback on board. They're like there's like they kind of talk down to us like we don't necessarily understand production, or we don't understand how tournaments need to go together, or what needs to be done. With like, we're begging you, please, like, just take our feedback on board. We're trying to help you. We want to make this show good as well. And it was just for me, it was just like it felt like we were doing too much. Like no one wants to listen to Anders and I talk about the pre-game for 25 minutes, like before the match even starts.
Quite often these things, you know, we don't have a desk, we don't have hosts.
Wasn't Paula and Heku at
Yeah,
that
but they
event?
were interviewers.
They just did interviews.
they
They had 2
only did
interviewers and
interviews.
then like just commentary
And it would
viewers.
be so unfair to ask them to do anything else because it was 4 BO3s a day and they had to do all
They had to
of
stay there all day.
Oh my
so,
God. Both of them had to be there the whole day.
because
Why?
it was a B stream.
speaking of
wow.
speaking of kind of dodgy situation with TOs right now, the Yellow
Yala.
Compass. Yeah, I wanted to just touch on
Okay.
that real quickly. I worked with them last year. You weren't there?
No.
You didn't come.
I got a phone call. I was in the car driving, I don't know, to the airport or something, and I was just enjoying my summer holidays. I get a call from Blood, and all I hear, I'm like, oh, so how's it going over there? And all I hear is Henry, it is the worst tournament.
It was one of the. I've got it. Maybe I've repressed the
And
memories
it's
now.
fine.
I can't
It's
remember why it
fine
was
now.
so bad.
We can talk about it
Yeah.
now. because
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that company hiring us. 'Cause
Yeah, they-
First, they would never pay us, and second of all, they're bankrupt now, Henry. So you can
Yeah,
you
like
can
I think their hearts are in the right place. They seem like a team of people that they wanted to do well,
Yeah.
but like they just didn't have the management or leadership to do it. I felt like everyone's battling against each other. Lots of like you saw the kind of transcripts from the meetings and stuff. Like the guy Klaus, I met him. He seemed like a nice guy. He seemed to really like me because I had a background in crypto. That was his whole thing as well. And I guess maybe that's why it didn't work out. I don't really know. But like the fact he was saying like, everyone needs to leave this call. I'm not leaving the call until everyone else.
No questions.
Like he wanted to be a captain, like solemnly going down with the ship. Like no one's allowed to leave. No one's allowed to ask any questions, but you have to leave the call. And I won't leave until everyone else leaves. And it's like, I don't know. It seems like esports in the tier 2, or I should say CS esports in tier 2 right now just seems kind of fucked. I will say myself right now, just trying to get paid for any work we do, trying to even just get like invoice details. Like they want to like hire you for the least amount of money possible, hold you to all these like extra
make
responsibilities.
you do as much work as possible.
Yeah, like do
Yeah,
all these extra
yeah.
responsibilities that weren't agreed beforehand. But then when it comes down to actually getting the money, the part that's what we're doing it for, they start ghosting you. And all of a sudden the professionalism goes out the window, everything like you expect, and like they don't want to get in contact with you. I don't know like if you've done tier 2 stuff recently, but it's pretty shitty out there right now. It's actually really kind of rough.
Maui's living the high life. Like
I'm not
you
doing
said.
tier 1 events. I'm only doing the bottom feeding. So
Bottom starving.
From a
Yeah.
point of privilege, the only events I've done over the last 2 years are practically Blast and PGL. So
PGL is the best company to work for. as well.
I've liked working with both
They
those
send the
companies a lot.
money
Dude,
the
before
moment
I
you leave
even
the
leave,
event.
it's on
I
its
think
way.
I've actually gotten paid for an event on the second to last day of an event before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll say
it's
now. I'm not
pretty
going to work for Mesa again. They haven't got in contact with us. They keep telling us they've sent the money. It's been 90 days since I sent the invoice. Don't mind saying it. I won't be working for them again.
Wow.
So yeah, they just like they expect you to like turn up and do 12-hour shifts and give them everything you've got and be super professional and kind of do all these extra responsibilities. And all of a sudden, you need to get paid. That's when no one wants to contact you anymore. No one wants to talk to you. And I'm hoping that doesn't escalate. I think 90 days after the invoice, I should be paid by now, but we haven't been. And it's just like, I'm just seeing that more and more. I think that these tier 2 organizations,
That's ridiculous.
they need to either like just be honest. If they just like tell us like there's a financial problem right now, I'd have no problem with it. I'd be like, okay, cool. Like I know how this goes. Like it's a very competitive industry. You're trying to like challenge the big dogs. If they just tell the truth, but they keep telling us like, oh,
It's already
Mr. Henry, it's been sent. Please check your bank. It's like, bro, I've checked with the bank and they're sending me this like documents that says the money's been sent, but it was like in June they said the bank transfer happened. It's just like getting really silly now. And my point was, it's just like, I'm not surprised these companies are shutting down.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much money to be made, and especially when they're having to run the events like for VRS and stuff, like $1 million
Dude,
prize
the prize
pool.
pools have to be so big. I mean,
Yeah.
and then the next Mesa tournament, for example, is coming up. It's on at the same time as like 3 other events that have $1 million plus prize pools.
Right.
So no, you're not going to attract the big teams. And so, well, how are you going to make money? So yeah, it's a tough spot down there at tier 2, 3 at the moment.
Yes, but just my point will be is just communicate with the people you hire. You don't have to like tell us lies or kind of run. We've
Pretend
done this,
everything's
we've been
okay.
doing this a long time at this stage. Like we know, like if there's a problem, just say, look, really sorry. There's a chance money will be delayed, and like we're trying our best. Don't just keep lying to us. That's all I'm asking.
I haven't worked with them personally as a caster or an analyst or anything like that.
Don't do it.
The only one that I hear pretty positive reviews regarding is CCT right now. It feels like they're.
I think I've worked with them.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, Dinko and I
Yeah.
did that like maybe 2 years ago or something.
I wish CCT had a bigger events.
They paid on time.
Yeah.
And they were nice enough to work with.
Yeah, they seem like they're the one group that's good people. I'm also really disappointed. This is a side tangent about them. Is that I'm disappointed in how VRS actually ended up making it so that their blacklist of teams that they created themselves based off of suspicious betting behaviors, suspicious gameplay, they had to throw that out the window because Valve implemented, if they're on the VRS ranking, that you have to invite them to the tournament because CCT it was a little bit of vigilante justice, but they recognize suspicious behavior in so many different tier 2, tier 3 teams to keep their tournament safe. And unfortunately, Valve just said, even if you're, they didn't want to take their list, they didn't want to work with them on that. They just said, this is how the rankings work. You have to invite them. I just felt like the quality of their tournaments might have gone down because now there's more match fixing and there's more cheating that's happening at CCTs when CCT the self-government worked, okay? Like the teams that were winning CCTs regularly were like OG, like Bait, like their team, Passion UA. They're teams that I knew were good and legit. And now I'm seeing a few more teams that are just kind of randomly getting that upset.
I feel like VRS, like we were all promised this year, especially as like talent is like, oh, there's going to be so many events, there's going to be so much going on, there's going to be too much work available for everyone.
We thought we were going to go back to like 2016.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be so many events, so much work that we'll all be like kind of like overworked and overbooked. It's turned out though, like no one wants to overlap the events anymore, and when they do, it's a massive issue. And it seems like
It's happening next year though.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a few.
Okay.
I think there's one.
This
is the least amount of work I've ever had.
The two that clash all the time, this year and next year again, is like PGL's Astana event and ESL's Dallas this year, and it's not announced where it is next year, but it's USA. They happen at the same time, and it is impossible to travel to both of them unless you play as soon as you land, which actually happened this year, right? We had in Dallas 2 teams. I think it was Furia, Aurora. They flew in from Astana, and they immediately had to play when they got there, and both of those teams did not perform.
Right.
So it just lessens the tournament. The players obviously put under a lot of stress. That's something that's, like you said, there's more clashes next year. I think we'll start to see that VRS come in, and teams have to be a little bit more selective. But the problem is, the VRS system encourages you to go to a tournament. Say you have an ESL event on, and then you have a tier 2 tournament, but it has a massive prize pool, or at least they say they do. right? They might not pay you, but they may have.
They might not.
They might. They could just.
There is a
They could
chance.
just slap $1 million on it, and ESLs could be less, right? But you know, if you go to the ESL tournament, you're gonna have great PCs, you're gonna have practice rooms, you have food, you have a nice hotel,
Yep.
you're gonna get paid.
There's a standard.
But if you are a team that isn't at the top, you're like, well, I have to go to the tier 2 tournament because maybe they're heavily weighted in the VRS. And so then you have an issue where you have to choose the lesser tournament to go to because of VRS. And I guess there is positives to that. It helps other TOs. But it comes back to your point where it's like if the standards of the business practices are so bad at that level and we're encouraging teams to go and like put eyes on these tournaments and they're worse, I don't think necessarily it is more of a positive than it is a negative. And I think that's a sad thing to look at. But
Sad times indeed, especially
EWC,
for our careers.
it has a lot of money. And we would need to pick a winner and an underdog for this.
A
For
winner,
me,
eh?
Vitality, it's just the easiest.
I'm
for me.
taking Vitality as the winner of this one, just
Are
because.
we picking a winner and a loser?
winner and
underdog.
underdog.
Okay,
Underdog to
fair.
do well.
I'll do Navi.
Do we
Underdog.
respect the underdog today? That's the question. Underdog.
I'm going Navi.
Mm.
Makazi, Navi.
Ooh.
They were World Cup
Okay.
champions last year.
I got a weird one. I would take Aurora as an underdog here.
Okay, I like that.
I
That's
feel like
good
there's
one.
a lot of weakness on their side of the bracket. A lot of teams that are in flux right now. FaZe has just looked terrible. Spirit, Heroic is not going to beat Spirit, but if Spirit win that, Aurora, if they're playing with their 5-man lineup.
Spirit looked at the opening game and we're like, we need to just take their player right now.
Exactly. And also, I'm not going to count out the chance that, Spirit know that Zontic's leaving. They go to EWC and maybe don't give it 100%.
I think Astralis will make it to the final, boys.
Astralis.
Yeah, who have they got first? Tyloo, and then
Vitality.
Okay, that could be.
So who's your winner?
That might.
How far does the Hooksy
I
family
think Navi is the safest pick to have a deep run as an underdog.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is totally fair.
Because they're going to beat 3D Max and then what? Mongols next? Winnable. It's winnable.
Yeah,
And that's as
exactly.
good as it gets right now.
Yeah, Navi ceiling with Makazi, who knows, is just going to get better and better. Well, with Cass, we can start to move on to the fun segment, the counter stocks. This is
How
a
does that
segment
work,
where we
Dinko?
have buy, hold, and sell. We buy things we think are going to be good in the future, try and get in on them early, and then we sell things that are crap and we don't want them around anymore, and then we hold things that could be good or could go to zero, but we're just going to take that risk. And so,
He's holding on for dear life.
holding on for dear life.
Hodling.
Yeah,
And,
hodling. Yeah,
that's
an
my
old
hope.
school one.
I'm holding on to my hope that I will get paid for these tournaments, Henry, at some point. That would be
I don't think you
fantastic.
will. I
Heavy
think
bags.
I don't.
Heavy bags.
I'm not buying much right now. I'll put it this way. So, Maui, I'll leave it up to you if you want to buy something coming into the scene. Is there anything that's been interesting to you?
Few options. Yeah.
I mean, there are options here.
You don't have to do the option.
I had one that is I think this is the best time to possibly buy this stock because it's been so low for so long. And I think if you're not collecting right now, you're just going to be left in the dust because everybody they rated NAF so badly. Okay, I'm buying
Here it
more
is.
NAF
Dip.
stock.
You're buying the dip.
I had
Oh my
I
God.
was
No,
buying the
don't
dip.
do
I
it.
was I was diamond
dip.
I was on diamond hands with my NAF stock when he was at his absolute lowest. I said there is no way he won't bounce back, and I was like, okay. And now that he's got a slight uptick, get in before it's too hot, guys. Get in before it's
I'm
too
not
hot
sure.
because NAF is going to actually just start being the second or best player on this team again. Okay, he is. Okay, I think people don't realize this. Okay, here's an actual stat that people might have missed about NAF.
All right.
So the last time he got on HLTV's top 20 was 2021. He was top 20 player in 2018, 2019. He missed 2020. Who cares? It's online. But he was in 2021, and he missed 3 years in a row, 2022, 2023, 2024. However, you know how HLTV does those lists of who is the 21 to 30th best player?
Yeah.
He was on all three of those.
Okay.
He was on all three of those
All
lists.
right.
He was always a top 30 player
Sleeper pick.
for such a long time. So
Don't think he's making that list this year. I'll be honest with you.
So no. So yes. So the stock dip already happened. The dip happened from the last season, and some people thought from Cologne it's going to dip. It dipped even harder at the bounty. I'm seeing signs of life, and I'm buying NAF stock.
All right.
It's probably
Do we
like
agree?
penny stocks right now.
Actually, he's convinced me. I like the passion at least. I want to invest in this man in general. I'm investing
Exactly.
now. I invest in
Stay-
Maui.
the wolf of
Buy NAF. NAF on the ticker.
Okay, well, Henry, you obviously bought NAF stock at its peak, at its at the
I'm
top.
gonna have to sell something
Yeah, you're gonna have to sell something to get
make
some
up
of
for
those
it.
funds back.
Oh, I didn't prepare anything actually good like that. That's actually quite a good one. Online stages in tier 1. The thing is, though, we were kind of saying online kind of worked.
No,
last year, like kind of saying actually,
no,
kind of made sense, like from a financial perspective, and the results were
perspective.
actually spot on.
But let's go back to the start of the year. I think.
Yep.
Look
Okay.
at MRQ. You know, you lose out on some big teams there. You lose out on Astralis. You lose
There's
out.
part
on
of me that
Game
likes the online game, so I like the Swiss system.
So
I
you're
like
not
the
selling
online
it?
game. No, exactly. I'm not even selling it. I think I'm going back on my own idea.
I'll give you one. I feel like a team that was too high. I don't know if everybody's caught on to their downfall, but I think it's time to sell all Gamer Legion stock.
Shit,
I think
really? All of it?
I think it's time to sell.
I think my broker's alive right now.
Think of sell or hold on that one.
Even
think
Ash?
of Gamer
Even
Legion
Ash?
right now. It's pretty low right.
What about
it's,
Ash?
It's falling. It's falling.
Ash can't save the day?
I don't know. Are you trying to catch the red candles right now, or what?
You
Are
shouldn't
try-
try and catch falling knights. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Well, you should like.
So what are you doing with the? I want to know what your guys' take is, because you guys casted them at Fisher, right? Or you guys at least saw some of that.
I think Gamer Legion. I don't think the roster moves that they've made right now are going to make them any better, and I don't think it's going to make them better even with time. I don't even think this.
Wow.
I don't think this is a team to look at. Maybe marginally better, but not better to the point where they were even close to what they were before, right? So I think for me, I sell off Gamer Legion. I agree with you. I think that's a great point. I think Kersey.
Okay, so
from
we'll
what
leave
I've
the
seen-
online stuff. We'll actually put that in the buy segment.
Yeah.
More online CS is what we're saying. And sell
buy
Gamer
it.
Legion.
Buy the
Buy
junk
online
food.
games.
So yeah, I think Gamer Legion is a good one. I think, sadly, from what I've seen from Kersey, I just don't. think-
Kersey's a sell for me.
Yeah.
He's a sell for me.
Big sell.
Oh, damn. All right, so Gamer Legion's in the cell. And then, Adam, that leaves you. What are you hodling? Or
I'm
hodling,
hodling.
sorry.
Hodling.
It's quite. I
Huddling.
think it's the easiest one. I think it's Vitality will still finish as the #1 team at the end of the year for me.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
I think when you look at Team Vitality, they're just so good and so consistently good that even if they drop off, I think their floor is so high that it just feels like it doesn't matter. They're still going to be an elite team right to the end. And I think with consistency, with the amount of points that built up at the start of this year from all the tournaments, they're still going to win more tournaments at the end of the season. I think it's almost impossible. Even if Falcons get better, even if Maui start beating them consistently, which I don't think is going to be a thing, and Spirit, like it's still going to take time for those other rosters to get good enough to take them off the top spot.
I don't think you're going to see Zywoo play that flat again in the final.
No,
Like
no.
that was one of the most kind of underwhelming showings I think I've ever seen from him.
Yeah.
And Flames as well, obviously with his 1-in-18 situation, but still like Zywoo catching him off that sort of off day is such an anomaly.
Yeah.
That never happens. It
Yeah.
really never happens.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen again either. I think Vitality for me is a lock for top 4 of every tournament, which will already guarantee them to be the #1 team of the year.
Because they've just done so much work with the amount of tournaments they've won, like they're not getting knocked out of those points.
I would probably even make the bet they're going to win 3 more tournaments this year.
All right,
Bounty could be one. Maybe they don't win Budapest Major, but they're going to win a couple other, maybe an EPL or at least.
I think that's a good point to end it on. Vitality to win 3 more tournaments at least towards
At
the end
least.
of the year. Thanks for joining us, Maui. It's good having you here in Malta.
Oh, we're doing
Thank
like a
you.
little fist bump? Okay, it's the
Okay.
first
we
time.
got to do one more karaoke before you leave, though. I think that's
I
the
got
rules.
my voice has to recover a little bit.
Yeah, we got a few
I go
days
pretty
on us.
hard.
Don't go to the clubs. That's all I'll say. The karaoke
I'm never-
bar's
I'm
fun.
not-
Don't go to the clubs.
I'm not going to the clubs. The one thing that Dinko brought up is that we should go to a private room. Okay, we had a group.
The thing is, though, like
Henry doesn't get a host.
it's a corporate slop private room. It's not like a local like family-owned business. It's owned by like the Eden Group, and it's like
Gaming Malta
corporate, and it's
links,
inside an arcade and like a bowling alley next door. You won't have a good time though.
Well, what's better then, karaoke bar or that?
The Russian karaoke bar in Malta is pretty good.
Okay,
I would say like
all right.
I would say
Well,
that's the only option we have.
Right.
I would rather go there and enjoy myself and like see the kind of the drama unfold from the clientele that appears there.
That's
like,
true. That was kind of interesting.
There was a lot
I
of
won't lie.
A lot of drama, a lot
Yeah.
of interesting clientele.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of drama coming up in the Counter-Strike scene, plenty to look forward to and get excited about. We've give you our thoughts on the upcoming tournaments, the Blast Bounty Finals and EWC. Let us know what you thought in the comments, and thank you very much for watching Post Plant, brought to you by Bitcoin.com Casino.